I mean, it's not a big deal at this point. So I have a script, and the idea of how everything started off was that it's that's not gonna work. Why am I eyes so fucked up today? Let's read this off. And no fucking shit. Apparently my Mac's about to die. Hey babe, can you grab my my laptop charger in my bag? And this is gonna be something where I'm gonna snip off and take the audio out, and then do like over B-roll. So let's see what this sounds like. This chick is taking forever for. Oh, here, it's on the way. For 5 fucking ice creams. But so the intro is. Most people think they're falling off. Not yet, Bubby. Are you gonna watch Mario?
Yay! Don't do this.
No, buddy. That's the one thing you can't touch right now. Okay. I don't really know what happened. Whatever. So it's. Most people think they're failing because they can't keep up. But overwhelm is simply too many inputs hiding the mind at once. The brain wasn't built to hold dozens of open loops, unfinished tasks, and competing expectations. When input exceeds capacity, everything feels heavier than it is. In my own life, this showed up whenever I tried to handle too many roles at the same time, carrying expectations that didn't match the space I had. If you feel overwhelmed, it isn't a flaw in your character. It's a sign that your life has grown more complex than your current system can support. Overwhelm is an invitation to simplify, not to judge yourself. Remove one obligation today that doesn't belong to you. One is enough. This is number 2. 2. Confusion isn't failure. Confusion is growth. Blah, you gotta keep it in one sentence, dude. Confusion appears when your old way of understanding life no longer fits your new experiences. It's the space between who you were and who you're becoming. The brain is trying to build a new map, but hasn't finished it yet, so everything feels unclear for a moment. I noticed confusion in my own life when I was changing direction or stepping into a bigger version of myself before fully knowing that fuck you. This is what people do when they record. I noticed confusion in my own life whenever I was changing directions or stepping into a bigger version of myself before fully knowing what that meant. Lesson number 2. Don't put too many fucking words in a sentence. When life stops making sense, it often means everything is shifting. Confusion is the sign your mind is updating. You're not lost, you're just changing. Instead of fighting confusion, welcome it. Say, this is what growth feels like. Stress is the cost of misalignment. Stress doesn't come from effort, it comes from... One sec. Rule number 45. Make sure all your notifications are off. I don't know how to do this. Yo, how do you turn off notifications? Tight. Alright, so, where was I? Yes. Stress is the cost of misalignment. Stress doesn't come from the effort, it comes from contradiction. When your actions move in one direction, but your truth wants another, your mind burns energy holding the gap. That tension shows up as pressure, anxiety, and exhaustion. In my own life, stress was highest whenever I took responsibilities that didn't even match the direction I was really trying to go. Stress doesn't mean you're weak. It means something in your life no longer fits. When your choices match who you are, the pressure drops naturally. Identify one place where your actions don't match your truth and make a small adjustment. Oh my god, the ice cream's here. Babe, the ice cream's here. Should I go grab it?
I
got it. One sec. I'm just gonna pause. All right, cool. Alright, cool. Your childhood doesn't disappear. It became your operating system. The brain forms its core patterns early. And unless questioned, those patterns run quietly in the background for decades. Many adult reactions, fears, and habits are simply childhood strategies playing out in new situations. In my own life, whenever I tried to take care of everything and everybody before checking what I needed, my child came out. Growing older doesn't overwrite childhood. You have to see the old rules clearly before you can update them. Otherwise, you repeat them automatically. Name one childhood rule you still follow that no longer serves you. You don't need motivation. You need clarity. Motivation fades, clarity lasts. Motivation rises and falls with emotion, but clarity creates its own energy. When your mind knows exactly what to do next, resistance drops and action feels easier. Most people think they're unmotivated, but they're actually just unclear. In my own life, my energy dropped not from the lack of desire, but from the trying to juggle too many goals at the same time. You don't need hype. You don't need direction. When the path is simple, momentum shows up on its own. Choose one outcome for today. Only one. You don't have too many ideas. Oh, let's start by the what's it called name. Let's start by the title name. This is script 6. You don't have too many ideas. You have no priorities. Ideas aren't the problem. Treating them as equally urgent is. When everything matters at the same level, nothing gets done. The brain can't focus when every idea pulls in a different direction. In my own life, I felt overwhelmed when I tried chasing every single idea instead of choosing the right one that actually mattered. When you prioritize clearly, your energy sharpens, the world feels quieter, and the progress becomes predictable. Choose one idea to focus on today and let the rest wait. Your mind isn't busy, it's unsorted. Your mind isn't busy, it's unsorted. The brain repeats unfinished tasks because it wants you to resolve them. When too many tasks stay in your head instead of on paper, your mind loops them to keep them alive. Sorting gives the mind permission to relax. My mind felt the most crowded during times when I carried everything in my head instead of putting it somewhere outside of myself. Your mind isn't trying to overwhelm you, it's trying to remind you. When you offload the loops, clarity returns quickly. Do a 2-minute brain dump and put everything down. You're not behind, you're overextended. The feeling of being the feeling of being behind comes from carrying more than... Is this the same one? Oh, wow. I gotta learn how to read. Ugh. The feeling of being behind comes from carrying more than your capacity. The feeling of being behind comes from carrying more than your capacity allows. It's not a lack of effort. It's too many active responsibilities pulling your attention in different directions at once. In my life, I felt behind whenever I said yes to too many things without realizing the weight they added. You weren't meant to carry everything. Reducing your load brings back your natural pace and sense of direction. Say no to something today to protect your energy. Overthinking is fear wearing a mask. It creates loops and worst-case scenarios, hoping to feel safe again. But thinking rarely resolves a problem that action can solve faster. I saw this pattern in my life whenever I delayed decisions. The more I thought, the heavier everything became. The pressure. You don't need more thought. You need the smallest possible action to break the loop. Do one tiny step toward the thing that you've been avoiding. You can't fix what you won't face. The mind hides uncomfortable truths to protect your identity. Avoiding a problem feels safer in the moment, but it quietly increases the cost over time. Facing the truth begins the healing process. Real change only started for me when I finally acknowledged the truths that I avoided. Looking away doesn't even make life easier. Honesty clears the fog and gives you your agency. Okay, this is a fucking... What am I, philosopher? Technically I am, but I can't verbalize it very well right now. Looking away doesn't... give you your agency... Gives you your agency back. Gives you your agency back. Looking away doesn't make your life easier. Honesty clears the fog and gives you your... ChatGPT doesn't know how to fucking speak. See that or I don't. Looking away doesn't make your life... Oh my god. Honesty clears the fog and gives you your agency back. Name one truth you've been avoiding, even privately. Alright, so that's basically it. And it may seem inauthentic in a way, right? But there's nothing wrong with what ChatGPT and Naval and them utilizing who I am in ChatGPT, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So it's something that you could do too. Now, one, you could do the prompts. And these are real prompts. Name one truth you've been avoiding even privately. What's the truth that's been an issue for you that you know it's there? It's just you kind of just don't want to talk about it, right? But when you don't want to talk about it for such a long time, it could be up months, years, where you just put it behind you, but it's not behind you. It's actually inside of you. It's something that's been eating you alive in a way where, it's always going to be there unless you face it full force, right? So these are real actions that I would suggest you do. I've done this the past year and a half already. I have a life coach who's told me a lot of these things to do, but these are real things. Like, name one childhood rule you still follow that no longer serves you. Well, for me, it was that I need to protect my brother. And the rule really became something internal where I needed to protect other people other than myself. It doesn't matter the subject. It's that. You find something that you know it's there, and you write it down, you just tell it to fuck off, you organize it in a way where you can make action on it, because you putting on that piece of paper right there, when was the last time you did that? When was the last time you jotted down all your issues and you just read it and you just looked at it and like, oh my god, like this is something that this could be up to 15 years, right? So do the thing that makes you feel uncomfortable, because on the other side, it's a whole new world. Like and subscribe.